You just can't make this shit up, can you? Drake, Adin Ross, and Stake hit with a class action lawsuit over gambling. We've seen a lot of the gambling related promotion through Stake, Adin Ross, Drake on their streams. We're going to even take a look at some of those clips. I have the full paperwork. Yes, right here in front of y'all. We're going to take a look at it. Did Kendrick not even call him out for this? Gambling problems. He just lost the UMG shit, right? You just, is it like a Kendrick curse? Does it ever wear off? We're 2 years in. When is it over for this guy? Can this guy drop his album, get a strike of good luck, something? I'm starting to damn near feel sorry for the guy. This is like, all right. After we go through the full paperwork, which you see already up here on the screen, we'll do a couple other things before we get up out of here today. I got the Cameron suing J. Cole. We're gonna go over that. We got the new updated diss track from DNA. So he responded to Jay Mills' diss track. We're gonna play that. I got some Little Zay Osama, and I got a quick update related to what's today, trial day 5 from the Julio Fulio case. Things mounting up kind of heavy over there too. All right, let's get into this paperwork, people. It just never ends for this guy, B. All right. I definitely scrolled down and you saw in the thumbnail, I protected the addresses. I didn't want to show those addresses for Adin and Stake where they're served, as well as Drake. It's ugly stuff. But class action petition. All right. Introduction. Defended Sweepstakes Limited operates the world's most popular and profitable online casino, stake.com, with the company's revenue reaching 4.7 billion in 2024. I did not know that they were that big. 4.7 billion, and they hit the number one spot. Okay. One of its founders touted Stake has hit the point now where I'm confident our betting volume is the highest in the world out of any casino, land-based or online, despite the global dominance, which includes sponsoring a prestigious English Premier League soccer club, Everton, and Formula One racing. Team Kick Saber and multiple mixed martial arts, MMA, and Ultimate Fighting Championship UFC fighters. Stake.com found itself during the emergence of online casino gambling blocked from entering the US market, where online casino gambling is highly regulated and banned entirely in many states, including Missouri. I believe this is filed in Missouri. All right. And there we have the foundation. To evade these restrictions, Sweepstakes Limited created Stakes or Stake.us, together defendant or Stake, which conducts online casino gambling in open violation of Missouri state gaming and consumer protection laws. Stake.us is a platform marketed to Missourians as a so-called social casino that does not permit real gambling, but Stake.us is a virtual clone of Stake.com, rebranded to mislead Missouri regulators and consumers into believing it offers harmless gameplay instead of an unlawful gambling platform. Well, if that's the case, like what if you're 4.7 in and you're that big, you have that much reach, you became that dominant. Why do you even need to even play around with possible state regulations like Missouri? Why would you even need this? All right, let's keep going. On stake.com, players buy chips, gamble, and cash out their winnings just like at a regular casino. But Stake knew the openly selling casino chips to U.S. customers would immediately expose Stake.us as an illegal online casino. Cover up nature, hiding in plain sight type of nature, allegedly. All right. To hide the true nature of its online gambling operation, Stake asserts that the only chips it sells to consumers are tokens called gold coins, which can only be used for casual gameplay on the Stake.us platform, have no real world value, and can never be cashed out. However, Stake bundles every purchase to gold coins with a second type of token called Stake Cash as a supposedly free bonus. Unlike gold coins, Stake Cash can be wagered on casino games and cashed out for real money at a fixed 1-to-1 ratio to the US dollar, exposing Stake Cash as a clear vehicle for real money gambling. Okay. You open the door and then something else walks behind it with the gold coins type front. It's saying here. Now I get it. All right. Allegedly. Stakes pricing structure for its American social casino confirms that the true purpose of the transactions is to sell stake cash, not gold coins. Every dollar spent buys players an equivalent amount of stake cash, plus an enormous quantity of nearly worthless gold coins. For example, $20 buys 20.5 stake cash and 200,000 gold coins. 50 buys 50.2 12 stake cash and 50 or 500,000 gold coins, and so forth and so on. Okay. Despite defendants' claim that players are purchasing harmless virtual tokens, the pricing structure and the gameplay reveal that stake cash, not gold coins, is the real product stake is selling to entice players into engaging in real money gambling. The gold coins merely serve to deceive regulators and lure players under the guise of safe entertainment. They're really laying out a whole bait and switch. This is classic bait and switch. All right. Virtual gaming is highly addictive and strictly regulated in Missouri by law. Games such as those offered online through stake are illegal in Missouri. On April 23rd, 2025, the Missouri Gaming Commission issued a public service announcement stating, in relevant part, the Missouri Gaming Commission is issuing this consumer protection alert to inform Missourians of the concerning nationwide trend that has made its way to Missouri. Fraudulent operators are falsely claiming that the legitimate casinos in Missouri have launched online gaming platforms. So in April, they was already going against this type of stuff. All right. Advertisements have surfaced on social media feeds announcing Missouri casinos are going online. The advertisements use genuine photos from the casino websites to represent the cooperation in specific Missouri casinos. Online casinos are legal in Missouri. Any claims otherwise should be treated as highly suspicious. These scams not only put players at a financial risk, but they also undermine the integrity of Missouri's regulated gaming industry. Due to their unregulated nature, MGC is unable to resolve complaints and disputes arising from unregulated and illegal gaming sites, leaving victims with little to no chance of recovering lost funds. It is important to remember that just because you can download the app, visit the website, and play the games, it does not mean it is a legitimate and legal gaming platform. These guys have been doing so much stake promotion, man. So there's no out in that angle. But all right, by offering stake cash that can be wagered on games of chance over the internet and redeemed for real money, Stake is operating an unlicensed and illegal online casino in Missouri. That's pretty much the haymakers right there, y'all. Stake's deceptive trade practices have inflicted severe harm on the vulnerable in Missouri, and especially on individuals prone to gambling addiction and younger consumers targeted through Stake's free play marketing. I mean, there's a lot of legal stuff here that there's no way around. You know, Missouri law is Missouri law. And what they got in play when it comes to online or in person casino gambling, it just is what it is. Abide by it or get the fuck on. But you know, to say that you're preying on people with addictions and what, I get it. You know, if you take a drive anywhere close to any casinos, you might see some billboards that say, you know, like 1-800 addiction, and it's like a gambling hotline in case you need somebody to talk to, and if you have problems, you know, and I feel like they do things like that because there is forms of regulations to protect motherfuckers that just want to throw all their rent away. But the taking advantage of here is highlighted because allegedly, because it's saying, like, let's say you're that person. I love to gamble. I love the rush. I love the adrenaline of it. I love the gaming aspect of it. I love the chance and the mathematical equations of it. Whatever. You're addicted to it. And playing for some fake form of currency like gold coins could possibly fulfill that rush that you have or that void that you have for gambling. But if it's a bait and switch operation and you're a Missourian, as what's being outlined here, you I could see how they're saying you're being taken advantage of, especially when you start to come behind that with the bait and switcheroo of the real money. And there's a conversion that I think we read, right? Allegedly. So the conversion of wow. Okay. That's like imagine walking into Dave and Buster's and those tickets, you can go somewhere and convert it for $1 at a certain conversion ratio for like US currency, if I'm reading that correctly. So I'll say allegedly. All right. In addition to the stake entities named as a defendant herein, the so-called online influencers, here we go, who post videos of themselves gambling in stake.com's online casino through social media applications and thereby steer commercial traffic to stake.com and stake.us are liable for violating Missouri law. Stake in particular pays online influencers defendants Adin Ross and Aubrey Drake Graham each millions of dollars yearly to engage in promotional live stream online casino gambling with stake.com, which, as the name implies, does indeed influence consumers in Missouri and elsewhere to gamble with stake.us. But Drake and Ross do so under deeply fraudulent pretenses. To wit, when Ross and Drake purport to gamble online with stake.com, they often do not do so with their own money, despite telling the public in Missouri and elsewhere the opposite. This fact is not shared with the public in Missouri by Stake and or Ross and or Drake. These acts are deceptive, fraudulent, and unfair to violate Missouri law. 10. Plaintiff on behalf himself and all others similarly or whatever. Why am I fucking up the word similar right now? Situated, seek here recovery of gambling losses with defendants and award the class counsel's fees, an injunction against further violations, reimbursements of expenses and cost of suit, and follow by law to such other relief as court deems just and proper. So the reason why that is spooky for Adin and Drake, even in discovery, you're gonna be able to get what they're being paid. You're gonna be able to see that Drake and Adin, even if it's attorney's eyes only, right? You're gonna see that they're getting paid millions for this. And I assume they already have clips allegedly of them acting or proposing like they're gambling with their own money, whereas it's really just promotional, right? I don't want to use the word scam right there. What's another example when we see something like that? How about a strip club? Okay. You want a celebrity to come through your club and throw dollars on the chicks to make it look like Magic City is just up on a Wednesday night. And it probably is for all I know, right? But that celebrity, it might be the club that actually gives him the singles to throw at the girls, and then the girls and the clubs work out how that money moves around for real, for real. But I mean, we see it a million times. You might watch a music video and it's fake music being thrown around in there. It's marketing. It's fucking marketing. So if I'm doing promo like it's my real money and I'm enticing people to go to that website because I think I'm watching Drake win $1 million or lose $1 million, right? So these big hits that we see the video clips go around, if that's deemed fraudulent, then yeah, that is deceptive, allegedly. That's deceptive as shit. Now, it'd be different if I'm up here and I'm on stake.com and whether it's my money or I'm doing like a marketing ploy with stake, and I do a couple $100 or whatever. Yeah, cool. But Adin Ross is one of the biggest streamers, right? And Drake is one of the biggest artists in music or entertainment history. History. So that's going to be very, very easy to push in a suit like this to say, they influenced me. I follow these guys. They made me do this. They made me spend my whole mortgage. They made me pawn my bank and all my jewelry. That's crazy. Here's the spooky thing about that ending too. I pulled it up on the side. Um, we hear class action lawsuits all the time. You hear people use class action lawsuits sometimes to go at like big corporations, big companies. Um, Class action lawsuits, I guess if you try to give it a high level definition, you would think like, let's say this battle rap company, this battle rap company, and this battle rap company come together to do a class action lawsuit against this battle rap company because they all feel that this battle rap company is doing something that is illegal or destructive against all of these guys, right? Like that's an example of like a class action lawsuit, okay? As we know it. But what I asked in research behind the scenes was, does this mean that any casual person from Missouri can just join in to this lawsuit? And it says, yes, potentially others can join in. If the court later certifies the class, approves it as an official class action, then anyone else who fits the class definition, for example, Missouri residents who use stake.us or were misled by celebrity gambling promotions or marketing, will automatically be included as part of the class unless they opt out. What the fuck? What? They don't need to file their own lawsuit. They're automatically part of the case and can share in any eventual settlement or judgment. Until the class is certified, though, it's just proposed class action. The judge still has to decide if it meets the legal requirements under Rule 5208 of the Missouri Rules of Civil Procedure, the state equivalent of Federal Rule 23. So that is scary as shit if you're anybody that's defending against a situation like this. Anybody. It's not even the 1-800 Tony Busby shit where people say, hey, Diddy did something to me too. Can I get down? They're saying that you could automatically be added to this shit and you could just choose to opt out, which you don't have to go hire a lawyer to file a separate suit. You could just be embedded into this one if you have valid, as a Missourian, claims and losses and used stake.us and you feel like you fit the bill similar to anybody else that's reading this. That's crazy. So where you might look at it and say like, all right, who is suing Adin Ross and Drake? All right, like the same way we saw that young lady sue Shannon Sharp and his media company and Ocho Cinco, and you figure out behind the scenes a couple dollars. I shouldn't say a couple dollars, but something goes back and forth, some agreement, signed, sealed, we're done. Dismissed with prejudice. It can never come back. Cool. This right here is like, you don't just read it like, who is this Jonathan guy that's going after Drake and Adin Ross? And they'll be able to get rid of him with a little, $500,000 split between the two of them, which is nothing, which is play money to those guys. A class action, though, would possibly, like, I'm not trying to hype it up. I'm really not trying to gas it. But what if you got hundreds of people joining into this shit? What if? I mean, you want another example? I don't know if it was class action, but like what happened with Travis Scott's concert? If you're at that show and you get injured, you get hurt, you get harmed, you get trampled, some people passed away, all this difference, you don't even have to file individually. All these people come in at the high level together under class action. Yeah, that's dark. Parties. Plaintiff Justin Kilman lives in Independence, Missouri, and lost money gambling in defendant's online casino as a result of defendant's wrongful trade practices, as set forth further below, including within the last 3 months. Defendant Sweepstakes Limited is a Cyprus limited company with its principal place of business located, and that's the place, or that's the address. Next, defendant Adin Ross is an individual residing in Davie, Florida. Defendant Aubrey Drake Graham is an individual residing in Washington, Texas. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4 defendants here. So of course, 3 defendants and 1 plaintiff. So Justin Kilman, who is that? Now that's the downside to it. Like, who is Justin Kilman? What's his true motivations? Does the case fall apart with him? What's his evidence? I don't know. Class action lawsuit, and you're starting this on your own? Maybe he's looking for people to treat it like a 1-800 number. Like, hey, everybody come one, come all, everybody come jump. And it doesn't even have to just be him. What if it's his lawyers propose that shit too? If we do this under class action, and everybody in Missouri jumps in that went to stake.us. Interesting. I do want to know a little bit more about Justin Kilman reading this piece. All right. Jurisdiction and venue, we don't need that. Factual allegations, defendant stake is an online casino that facilitates the profits enormously from real money gambling. We know that piece. Okay, guidelines, gambling guidelines with advancements in technology. We know that piece already. Online gambling is not permitted in Missouri. We got you. All right, they got some exhibits up here. They've taken, it looks like, from the website itself, stake.com. Figure one, defendant, stake.us, as well as stake.com on the right. Both websites prominently feature many of the same casino games and share identical So even what they did right there, quick, without me even reading the whole thing, is say, oh, no, 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 no. You're not going to be stake.com, which is what we think is what do they say, like 4.7 billion? And try to walk away talking like, nah, that stake.us shit, that ain't us. That's somebody else. They just copied it. Oh man, they put that shit side by side. So y'all even got the same gambling games on the sites and everything, huh? If you wasn't the same, wouldn't you have sued stake.us by now, huh? Ain't you trademarked? I'm just saying, it's all alleged. I'm just trying to be logical and seeing that. These similarities are no accident. I just said that shit. Stake.us was deliberately created as a replica of Stake.com's hit that on accident, my bad. Highly profitable gambling platform in an attempt to evade state gambling regulations such as those in Missouri. Okay. So we know the rest of that piece already from the opener. Stake's platform provides games of chance that replicate an authentic casino experience. Okay, you have to establish that it's actual gambling type of play. I get it. This one they got up here, stake.us, promoting Sugar Rush. All right, it's another game. Let me see some of these footnotes. Stake.us casino.home, blast access September, blah, blah, blah. Stake.us casino. Okay. There can be no dispute that stakes games are considered games of chance. Okay, so they're establishing that it's not just some fun shit, or it's not just some stupid online gaming website. It's gambling by nature. And there better be chance, because then there's a whole different scenario. We see what's going on in the NBA allegedly with Chauncey Billups and you guys with your magnetic and your X-ray glasses and shit, right? That removes the chance. Don't open up a whole nother can of worms exposing that. Not only do we feel like you guys are push this on Missouri or got it in Missouri illegally, and it's been promoted to us by whoever allegedly, but there's no actual chance in it too, that would be a whole nother ball game. That's like complete outright thievery. Figure 3 prominently advertises a massive payout on stake Sugar Rush 1000 slots games with small wages of 5 stake cash results in a 623.50 stake cash win. Yeah, all right, they're doing their homework. The thing about websites like this too, you can't take this stuff down. Once you're in litigation, you're supposed to freeze everything, or else it can be considered like tampering with evidence. All right, so you can't go try to hide up and sweep up stuff like, oh no, that I don't know what you're talking about. That ain't on our website. Nope. And that's why you also capture things way before you go public, or hopefully before the defendants know that you're coming their way. Wow. How do live dealers games work? So they get more into the games. Oh man, the live dealers, so they got, what's this, a poker game up here? They got roulette, blackjack. Shit, all this gambling stuff going on today, right? Hey, Mafia, you guys got anything to do with stake.us and stake.com too? Like shit, Stake calls itself a social casino to lure consumers and hide its illegal gambling operation. All right, we're done. This is all I'm gonna do because now that we know why Drake and Adin got sued, I think that's a bulk of what we wanted to know. I'm just gonna search Drake just to see where else we see him. All right. In addition to the stake entities named, Drake will be granted each millions of dollars yearly to engage. All right. So we saw that piece. Let's see where else we see Drake. But Drake and Ross still, we read that already. Okay. Let's keep seeing Drake. Accused of playing with stakes. That's an exhibit, I believe. And or Drake. All right. Let's keep going. He's in here 28 times. Defendant. Okay. We saw that. Okay, Stake aggressively employs influencers like Ross and Drake on social media to market its online casino gambling. Well, we've seen that. We're going to take a look at some clips when we're done here too. Let's go to the 10th entry. A famous rapper and defendant Drake, whose public wagering of enormous sums at stake.com has created an industry experts call the Drake effect, massively boosting the stake brand's popularity, especially among younger, impressionable audiences who admire Drake's glamorous lifestyle. Some people like academics of the world, you call it the stimulus package, right? The Drake stimmy. I'm sure they'll use that too. It's the same thing here. Wow, the Drake effect. The Drake effect is a real thing. Ask some of the people he's featured with. Drake is also directly sponsored by both Stake US and Stake.com, which prominently feature him on their web pages, strategically using his celebrity influence to encourage impressionable users to gamble. Okay. Stake US boasts Drake has been longtime member of the Stake community, after which partnership was formed, where a new gaming experience will allow users to have a chance to win big alongside Drake. Keep going. What else they got? Drake's involvement is further described on stake.com as a journey from a player to a partner, and touts Drake live stream giveaways and rewards, as well as his high stake history and marketing. You know, when you got them online omissions to partnerships, ownership, hey, makes the weeds deeper for you. All right. Even Drake's official Instagram account, Champagne Poppy, and X account Drizzy prominently display his partnership with Drake, which reach over 142 million and 38 million followers, respectively. The placement puts it ahead of his other ventures, including Nocta, his Nike sub-label, October's very own, his record label, Better World Fragrance House, and even his own official fan club, one of which the most followed accounts in the world. This kind of visibility elevates Stake for beyond the typical World Wide Web platform. It becomes a centerpiece of Drake's brand ecosystem. I'll tell you some people that love this shit, Stake's competitors. 100%. Wow. They got his Instagram up there. Drake and Ross live stream betting on platforms like kick.com. They're named in here, which is also backed by the founders of Stake. Stake is founders of Kick. I didn't know that. Okay. So you got like a double marketing ploy going on here, right? Allegedly. Oh, shit. All right. But Drake's role as Stake's unofficial mascot is quietly corrosive. He's glamorizing the platform to millions of impressionable fans. We read that piece, I think. Fronts Drake and Ross house money, so any reported losses are part of marketing tactic designed to draw attention. Is Drake or Adin Ross going to be able to prove at any corner here that they have or do gamble with their own money? That sounds like it would be helpful. I wonder. All right. Stakes influencer marketing, especially through Drake and Ross, is directed, among others, and at teenagers in Missouri and other states. Okay, we got 4 more findings of him in here. Drake becoming Stake's cultural mascot is insidious. He's marketing the app to millions of. We read that. Wow, in another form. Drake gives Drake credit to use for promotion, so there is no stakes to him going berserk with bets. He always wins. That's a big accusation that it's like false or fake betting. That's allegedly, that's a big accusation. All right. Stakes and Drake's and Ross's conduct here threatens the welfare of Missouri residents and especially its young people. Just imagine that Drake's following is so big that you can say that he threatens the residents of Missouri. That's crazy. And the last one is a footnote there. Here's the last one. Okay. Real one was unfair and deceptive because Missouri gambling consumers in the end received something different than what they reasonably expected and bargained to receive based on defendants' deceptive and misleading sales tactics as described herein. Drake and Ross deceptively and fraudulently misrepresent as the stake itself. that Stake is a social casino and not a real one in the promotional role for Stake. And they also fraudulently and deceptively, whatever, misrepresent that they only gamble with their own money on Stake. Is that audio out there somewhere? Is that video out there somewhere? Count 2, unjust. Oh, wait, what was count 1? All right, so count 1 is Missouri Merchandising Practices Act. Okay, whatever that is. Count 2 is unjust enrichment against all defendants. Okay. Count 3, violation for RSMO, whatever that is. Okay. Oh, hold on. We got a prayer for relief. Did they got any numbers mentioned in here? Prayer for relief. Wherefore plaintiff requests that the court determine the action may be maintained as a class action pursuant to Missouri Supreme Court. Plaintiff being designated as representatives of such class and plaintiffs undersigned counsel as class counsel. No numbers. Okay. The court enter an award of statutory interest and penalty. Yeah, no numbers. Okay, no numbers yet. All right. And there you have it, people. What you guys think? Is Adin and Drake in big trouble with this one here, or I don't know? Can they see their way around this one? Even some little small clips to take a look at.
I have a crazy Stake story. My second spin ever on Wanted was a full screen spin organic. I didn't. What was the spin size? $400. So what was that max for that pay? $6 million. Wow. And I wasn't streaming. It was just I never played slots before. I have a crazy Stake story. My second spin.
All right. Yeah, it's out there. They're gonna use it.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was great. Brought us up.
Yeah. Oh!
Set it up! Yeah!
Is that marketing? Drake's reaction to winning $6.6 million is priceless. Is that marketing? Was that acting? Was that fake? Was that his money? Was he in the right? Is he in the wrong? The claims are the claims. Wow. Allegedly. What's this one? Was this the glazing one that everybody got sick behind?
Whatever that is. I don't care. I'm not glazing, chat, but I'm having whatever that is. It looks so good.
We're glazing tonight.
We are?
We're glazing tonight. What's up? Say something.
Oh, okay. Shit.
I'm on that shit.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah,
we're glazing tonight, then. Shit. All right. Bro, he's right here. I know I'll have whatever that is.
Yeah, y'all got it. All right. We're done there. Since we're here back today, yes, we were live this morning, people, but since we're here, I figured why do one and done? Let's keep the party going. Why not? Let's get some more current news up instead of waiting for the morning. By the morning, there'll be more stuff to talk about, or whether we wait for tomorrow's afternoon. Either way, when we are back tomorrow, obviously we'll have different stuff to bring back. But since we're here, what the hell is going on here? Cameron sues J. Cole. All right. It says Cameron sues J. Cole over Ready 24. Rappers are taking their beefs from the studio to the courtroom these days. Cameron just sued J. Cole over their song Ready 24. In court docs obtained by TMZ, Cameron claims he wrote lyrics and dropped a verse on the song in exchange for Cole agreeing to collaborate with him on a future project, or at least appear on Cam's popular It Is What It Is podcast. Cam alleges that 2 years after that, or after the recording, J. Cole neglected to do either. Cam says Ready 24 was recorded back in 2022, and from July 2023 till April 2024, Cam says he continued to communicate with Cole, who repeatedly stated he was unavailable for the podcast. Cam also says the subsequent music collaboration between them never materialized despite efforts by Cam to put it together. We've seen Cam operate like that before, right? Supposedly that was part of his deal with Versus, Dipset versus the Locks. He said he went back with Swizz and Tim, negotiated some Dre beats, some Swizz beats, some this, some that. It sounds like good negotiations to me. On the bright side, I would hope, because Cam don't need the money, right? On the bright side, you want to hope that Cam is taking his semi-petty piece of this and then mixing it with the I ain't nobody sucker piece of it, and you trying to curve me like I ain't one of them guys out here too, mixes that in the pot and says, oh, really? Lawsuit. And then J. Cole's able to just say, my bad. Didn't know it was that deep. I fucked up. I apologize. I'm coming on the show. Or I'm sending you the verse this weekend. And it's over. And Cam dismisses it because Cam don't need the money. That's on the bright side. On the other side of it, the negative side, if I just want to speculate, I want to assume that Cam suing the likes of a J. Cole, a peer like that, a respected and appreciated peer like that, maybe he felt like it was a real last resort. Right? Because he didn't clout chase this. I didn't hear nothing about this until this lawsuit drops. So it's not no clout chasing, no headline or content for his show, right? I don't see it like that. So did he feel like he really was bamboozled? You know, like, here I am, a part of your project. Now, Cam, you're not the reason why that project was successful, but that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. What's really relevant here is we had an agreement, a business agreement. I upheld my side and you didn't uphold yours. And then there is that last element too. Not saying that I'm siding with either Cam or J. Cole in this one. I would love to hear a statement from J. Cole, but there is that industry element. You know, that whole of, hey man, yo, let's do something. And you do it. And then it's like, yo, what's up? It's your turn. Huh? Ghost. We were best friends when we were face to face. Now I'm giving you that industry cold shoulder. But Cole, like, if this is true, like, you really couldn't just take a second to sit down and do a verse. I feel like the verse is easier than popping out on a show, because if you're like Kendrick Lamar, right? And you have a situation like this with Cam, we probably would hear a verse before we see an interview. Because Kendrick don't really be interviewing, and he's not making himself accessible to all the shit that people want to ask him, right? He did an interview with SZA, that's his homie. So, and that was paperback. That was an article, right? He did the interview right before the halftime show. Was that Ebro that interviewed him? I forget, but he did an interview right before the halftime show. He doesn't do much. He doesn't make himself accessible. And that's part of his brand. That's part of how he manages himself. And J. Cole, similar, right? I don't see J. Cole popping up on people's platforms every day. So I can really understand for him and his management team and his brand not wanting to go on it is what it is and go through a bunch of fucking pause jokes and laughing and joking around with him. I could see that. But you can't send the homie Cam a verse. It's Cam. You can't send him a verse, especially if he did you a solid. And not only did he do you a solid, but y'all had an agreement of like you would do that for him too. And here we are 3 years later. To be continued. I ain't going to drag it any more than that. All right. Next up. Give me a second. Let me get my jacket for this one. Pissing me off, Eric. You pissing me off. Pissing me off, E. Pissing me off, Eric. I don't know what Eric is thinking right now. Eric is kind of tripping. Yeah. Eric is kind of tripping out here. Did y'all see it? Did y'all see the DNA response? All right, let's pull it up. I want to know, did he take the momentum back from Jay Mills, or was Jay Mills better and is Jay Mills still up? I'll leave it there on that screen. Why not? Let's go.
It's the story of Jarvis. Look at the cards they dealt them, and it never set the back. They never felt them. Removed the sound from dude in town. They shelved them. Moved around as views was down. I helped them. Lose around. Use the clown. I melt them. Birthed them. Belched them. Nigga, you're welcome. Stepping on the scene right now. I'm feeling godly. Back up on the court with the ball. Who wanna guard me? Invite only. You ain't welcome to the party. You're fat. You're dusty. You're sloppy. You're sorry. You're hardly ever a threat. Could never harm me. PS5. You still playing Atari. How the everyone the most hated nigga, you're sorry. You should carry bottles back, show for Charlie. Biggest disappointment in Harlem, so what we rapping about? Whatever happened with you and Puffy and Daddy's house? We ain't leaving, we staying in the city with it. Your best verse was fuck you, and Diddy did. If I said it, I meant it, I promise I don't regret it. It's 850 my credit, I got a mortgage not rented. You talking money, let's bet it. Let's keep going, why end it? The hustle I got embedded, I did it all independent. Escape the ghetto, you took them deals, they made you settle. That rock was a hit with they gave you pebbles, show feelings. One cut you off, one no dealings. Got a car to drive, but your brother got no ceilings. Why I like them? These niggas here, they might hype them. Keyboard niggas can't deal with this typewriting, white lightning. Young Money days was tight frightening when you used to walk around with Tiger. Mike Tyson at the table when the Miller said Mills ain't get a milli yet. He talking on the internet, but I don't do the indirects. Bitch, nigga, Harlem don't even like you. Peasant, never a legend, you seem entitled. Built like a laundry bag, can't be a rival. Had spins, now you wash, you wanna repeat the cycle. Nothing drier, a nigga that spitting average, hands tied. Can't take down E, I'm a different fabric, every line. Wayne dropped you, said never mind. In my eyes, if you ain't put out an album, was never signed. Never starting in the game, who hardest with this lame? That bedrock outfit, nigga, Harlem was a shame. It's easy to do a nigga greasy, believe me, you need me. You came up before me, but you beneath me. Recovering addict, let's build on it. Started on smacking, you're still on it. Won't lose, I'm used to putting all the green in the jeans of my Medusa, but never was a booster. Can copy Versace, just watch how I maneuver. Tell Ron Browse I put the beats on producers. You know exactly what I mean, nigga. Your biggest hit was from a Queens nigga. Ether boy, what up? How this nigga go from Young Money to no money? You built like a sweet potato burger, nigga.
What?
And them hoodies, they're terrible. You heat pressing your own merchandise in your home, nigga. I know a guy that knows a guy, man. Direct the garment, BTG, screen printing, embroidery. If you gonna do it right, nigga. Good night.
Oh, man.
On beat, off beat, talking shit, blogging,
I like
rapping, fashion, dressing, talking, walking.
He said walking.
Be good though, nigga. Place for pioneers, nigga. Cemetery.
Pioneers for the cemetery? Damn, E. Yo, your man said walking. Don't mind me, y'all. I've done this before with the whole somebody rocking something. I did it with 40 Cal. 40 Cal came on my stream. He had the customized Versace robe. I said, all right, I'll be right back. I went and grabbed mine. I was like, let's do it then. You know what I'm saying? I was mad when I cut DNA text this to me. The moment I clicked play and I saw his fucking jacket, I was just like, I only seen it one time in the airport by a lady. And I walked up on her. I was like, that's a beautiful jacket. And she says, yeah, my husband owns the company. I was just like, oh, I'm going to go over here. I swear on everything. So this is the third time I've seen this fucking AV, man. Fucking DNA. So you score a lot of points for having this in the closet. All right. But now let's get to the bars. I do like J Mills beat better off first time I played this. This is not my second time hearing this one. And I do appreciate that old school vibe a little bit more for the beat. That's why I was bringing back the Cabbage Patches and all that. Y'all, all right? Did y'all catch on? All right? Did I go over y'all head? I do appreciate that old school vibe of it. People in the chat saying that he sound like Big Daddy. I mean, not Big Daddy Kane. That's what's in my mind right now. Jadakiss and shit. So he is a rapper. There's no contesting that, right? Did he snatch it back? Yes. Millsy, what you want me to do? When Mills joint dropped, I came on here, I played it, and I said, Mills is up. DNA, you have to respond. His first shit with the no beat, that was cool. That was like freestyle, you know what I'm saying, level. Mills just did an all-out, fully produced, visual, video, edited, chopped up presentation, mastered, everything nice, and he was rapping. He's up now. But DNA comes back, does the same thing. And he's not just walking around in the yard or nothing like that. Your man went, pulled up at a restaurant, got a cast with him, ordering, eating good, made a whole little cinematic vibe to it. You know, so visually, he got you. Beat-wise, I like Mills beat better. You know, this was dope, but I like Mills beat better. Rapping-wise and just delivering everything and coming back and the snapping that's in there, DNA might have did a little bit more than Mills. So Mills, Mills got 1 dope joint. DNA's got 2 joints out. Mills, you got to even this up. I'm telling y'all right now, this back and forth on beat, I don't think you guys could do better on a stage together. I don't like the matchup battle rap wise. I like the matchup music wise though. Yo, you guys are slowly but surely keeping this as one of the most talked about topics in battle rap. And I hope that it stays like this, because I feel like when you guys are blogging, especially with Goods and J Mills, I think you guys are just on that cusp of starting to get disrespectful, you know, calling each other frauds and you this and you that, you know. And then when the music came in with Mills and DNA, I think now we're at a fun level. And that's dope. All right. Because I saw it getting there. I felt the little vibe there. Like, all right, you know, I see the things that y'all saying, talking certain way that's a little abrasive, but we here with the music. And you guys all benefit off of it. The views, the buzz. You guys are on your channels, your content. Hey, we're here for it. So shout out to the whole battle rap community talking about this, covering it, supporting it. Shout out to DNA for coming back like this, dropping a fully produced video like this. Shout out to J Mills for doing the same. But Mills, it's on you. All right. Even if you think that your track was better than his, for nothing else, he's got 2 joints on beat and you got 1. Okay. Even it up. Let's see what's going on. But I got DNA back in the lead now. Okay. I think he snatched it. It is what it is. And if I was going to be here for a lot longer, I would take this hot ass jacket off. But since we're almost done, for the sport of hip hop, I'll leave this fucking hot ass jacket on a little bit longer. All right. All right. Real quick, Young and Ace, did y'all see this video? They cooking him up out there, but I don't know if he cares. If he doesn't care, this says Little Zay Osama not even trying to hide it. Pause. Let me mute that just in case. Caption: when you catch your favorite op dancing with the John to the beat. Up here it says Little Zay Osama, as if this was on his story. I went to his Instagram and I didn't see it. I went to see if it was still there. I didn't see it. But if this was dropped after Bezu was killed and after those lives that when his homies pulling up and they flew in, and if this was really his caption, why am I acting shocked? I don't know why I'm acting so shocked, right? What does some of the captions say? Never did nothing to nobody, LOL. I don't know. I don't know his business. I ain't gonna say he did or he didn't. But isn't he cool with Dirk? Oh, we passed that story, right? We understand how this all played out between the parties involved, right? Somebody put Goofy, somebody put Laughing, somebody put Clown, somebody put He Next. Wow, somebody put I was looking at his what? Come on, man. Now I gotta cut this shit off. Somebody said some weird shit. But anyway, last but not least, people, we are in what's this, day 5 of the Julio Fulio trial for the first suspect that's up. And I'm not gonna play too much, but they brought in ballistics. Ballistics is always a big piece of matching murder weapons to the suspects. I saw some of it earlier going around social media. They even had the rifle in there as well, you know, showing the jury the rifle and going over the mechanics of it. And some of it didn't even seem relevant, but it's the jury just seeing this big ass high powered rifle in their face, you know, and then the ballistics expert on the stand talking about how everything matched up. They're going to get back there into the deliberation and forget stuff like this? No.
Okay, Ross.
Look at her. She look cooked, don't she? Look at her. Can't stay still. Look at her.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So you, in this case, at least, you're responsible or were responsible for analyzing different casings and cartridges to figure out whether there was any match to any other case. Is that accurate?
Correct. I was asked to do the microscopic comparisons of the submitted evidence.
All right. In your work at FDLE, do you do any other types of analysis?
Meaning in a different discipline or within firearms?
Within like DNA analysis, fingerprint analysis, anything like that?
No, I only do firearms.
Okay. So you wouldn't be the person to ask about whether there was any DNA or fingerprints on any of these weapons or the cartridges or anything like that?
No, sir.
All right, that's somebody else in your department or in your office?
Yeah, there's other sections that would do whether DNA or fingerprints was present.
All right. So you're just trying to determine whether the evidence that you recovered, that you recovered, that was given to you, that was submitted to you, actually matches some other evidence out there in the world.
Yes, I'm just trying to determine if, these cartridge cases came from the same firearm and or the submitted firearm or not, and same for projectiles.
Okay. And you were able to determine, I guess what you were testifying to, you were able to determine that these two firearms, these rifles here, that these two rifles that were found in Sean Gathwright's house, they were used in some other October 7th, 2023 shooting?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
These two rifles, what are they connected to?
So I concluded that, sorry, let me refer to my notes, I apologize. That the...
I would object to the question this phrase, what are they connected to is vague.
I'm going to sustain the objection, rephrase.
What is the purpose of these, of showing these rifles to the jury?
Objection.
Sustain the objection. Sustain the objection.
What is the purpose of showing why there's a safety on this firearm, on these rifles?
Sustain the objection.
I don't even know what the objection is at this point. There's no legal basis. It's just an objection.
Objection to the speaking.
It's irrelevant and it's improper question.
It was elicited in front of the jury.
Mr. McClellan, I'm not going to argue with you. If I allow the witness to testify, then that makes it relevant and material. Okay?
And if it's relevant, then I should be able to cross-examine on it.
I'm going to sustain.
Can we come sidebar?
No.
So I can't argue. I can't come sidebar.
Mr. McClellan, please stop. It's improper.
It's disrespectful too.
I asked to come sidebar.
And the answer is no, we don't need to sidebar it. If the witness was permitted to testify something, that makes it relevant and admissible.
I'm not arguing that, Judge. I just want to talk to her about what she testified to.
Listen, I've sustained the objection. Ask your next question.
These rifles that you were displaying earlier, they fire certain bullets.
Yes, they're chambered to fire a specific caliber.
The caliber is what?
So of the item 8 rifle, it is chambered to fire 5.56 NATO caliber cartridges. And the item 8, which is the Anderson, is chambered to fire 300 blackout.
All right. The 300 blackout fire bullets are in which firearm? You said item, which one?
The 300 blackout is item FDLE item 9.
Is that the one with or without the breast catcher?
I believe that's the one with the brass catcher.
We pulled up with them shell catches, B.
With the brass catcher rifle. And then the 5.56 bullets are fired through the rifle here that does not have a brass
Look at
catcher.
her.
Is that correct?
Yes.
I just try to make it simple. In this shooting, the one for Charles Jones on June 23rd of in that shooting.
Ooh, I don't know which case you're referring to. I have many reports.
There's only one June 23rd shooting for this case, right?
Okay, so that's it. Sorry, I apologize, sir.
So in this case, the one that we're here for today.
The best round.
Objection, Your Honor. Inappropriate phrasing.
So go ahead and just answer the question if you can.
In this case, are these rifles connected to the shooting? In this case,
Vagueness.
Rephrase your question.
were these rifles used in the shooting?
So I determined that the projectiles I received, items 1 and 4 in this case, were inconclusive to the item 8 rifle, which is the 5.56 rifle, meaning I didn't have enough detail to say whether or not it was ID to that firearm or not.
Okay, that's for that one rifle. The one.
Correct.
Now, what about the other rifle?
For that rifle, I was able to ID it to a projectile in one of my cross-reference cases.
But not in this case.
No.
No further questions.
Redirect.
So going to counsel's question about whether that rifle was utilized in this case, you didn't have enough evidence to make that determination, correct?
Yeah, based on the evidence I received, I had the 2 bullets that were inconclusive to the 1 rifle, and the 2 no value items, and then the 1 item was eliminated based on class difference, but that's all the evidence I received in this case.
The one item, the one rifle was eliminated.
The item 1 fired bullet jacket was eliminated to the item 9 rifle.
The blackout, the 300 blackout.
That is correct.
Okay. As to the other rifle, the 2 jacketed projectiles you had, you did not have enough, but all of the class characteristics met up, correct?
Objection leading, counsel testifying.
I can rephrase. Did all the class characteristics line up?
Yes, the class characteristics were the same between the items 1, 4, and that rifle.
So you can't say if it was used or not.
Correct.
It's possible it was.
That is a possibility.
Overruled. Overruled. Okay, thank you. May this witness be excused.
You see how fast though she jumped in there. See, that's the dirty part of it, man. It's like when you're being cross-examined, if she's a ballistics expert, she's on the side of the law, okay? If the defense is asking her questions, she's pausing, she's waiting, she's seeing if there's objections, she's combative, I don't know, should I answer? I don't know. The prosecution lobbing her shit. Yep, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Way before the defense gets to object anything like that, she just puts that right out there for the jury. You see what side she's on. I mean, that's all part of the system. You know, it's two sides to the equation, right? But I actually got that wrong. I thought that the ballistics were 1000% aligned. She's saying it was inconclusive. The characteristics matched up though, and that's what the prosecutor just crossed on, basically saying, like, for example, you found the 5.55 or 5.56 round or shell, and the casings found at the guy's crib, or the gun was a 5.56 chambered, firearm, or shit like that. So alignment, yes, but actual ballistics saying that this round was fired for this gun and that killed Julio Fulio, it sounds like they don't have that. That might bode better for the actual shooters when they come into trial. So if their defense attorneys are watching, which they damn sure are, they're probably going to try to check mark that one and see if they could attack that. For her, what are you trying to prove? Well, if you can prove that they weren't the murderers, then you get her off a murder conspiracy. Even though I think she's cooked, I ain't gonna be too biased. That is the best thing that we've heard on her side so far, but there's just a mountain against her. So even still, good fucking luck. All right. Even still, good luck. Shout out to the supers in the building. OJ's over here. She says, I knew you were going live. I watched that video. Drake and Adin were live streaming gambling. It was nuts because it was like you lost how much. And you're not tripping, LOL. Then found out it was house money. $6 million is a lot of fucking money, right? If that was the amount that we was watching, you just never know what to believe when you're looking at shit like this. And I feel stupid a little bit. Like, let's say all these claims are real. I feel stupid for ever even thinking that it would be his money if he's being promoted as a alleged mascot, marketer, partner, or has some type of stock in the company. Like I gave the example of people pulling up to celebrities pulling up to the strip club. The celebrity is the draw, so he brings in all that other money. And the club gives him some monies to throw, gives him some dollars to throw around. Shit, here's a reference for you. Do y'all remember when even Troy Ave, who's like a B-C list artist, was discussing that, his brief fallout with DJ Envy when he was on the Breakfast Club? And saying that DJ Envy called him up to go to Angela Yee's birthday party. It was going to be at a strip club or something like that. And he was like, yo, what's the bag? Some dollars to throw around or whatever, because he doesn't want to throw his own money. That's how it goes for an artist, right? That's an attraction at a club. Even a Troy Ave gets that type of treatment. What the fuck you think a Drake is getting when he's got that type of social media and that type, they call it the Drake effect, right? Or the stimulus package. He brings that much to the table. Why the fuck am I up here losing my own $6 million allegedly? So I feel stupid for the moment, to be honest. Hey Jay, do me a favor, no rush, love. That clip of DNA of us playing and reacting to his track, that might be a good one for Twitter, love. I appreciate you as always. Okay, shout out to Jay though on the check-in. Yes, we back for the afternoon. Jay also says, question, what does this mean for FanDuel, Bet Online, and others? It means that whatever guidelines for whatever states your website operates in, you better make sure that you're compliant. Now, those FanDuels and all that type of stuff, I don't do any online gambling. Only time I gamble for fun. So if I'm in Atlantic City or if I'm in Vegas, I might have some money set aside to gamble with, and it's like, I could afford to lose this $1,500 or $2,000, and that's what I'm gonna have fun with. If I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. Whatever. It's just for fun, right? But I've never seen these online casinos and anything have like that front, allegedly, of it's not real money, it's coins, or it's just this fun currency, online currency or whatever, something to put down or to wager in the middle of the fucking virtual games. But then behind that comes real conversion currency and whatnot, if I read that correctly. You know, I've never heard of these guys doing that. I thought that the FanDuels of the world is just straightforward. Give me your US dollar, give me your currency, and place your bet, and you're either going to win or you're going to lose. They portrayed in that paperwork stake is a whole different thing, you know, at least as it pertains to Missouri. Yeah, that whole fronting aspect of it, it's a little shady the way they wrote it up. Okay, it's shady as fuck. So I don't think that they have anything to do with it. But of course, guidelines are guidelines. Hell, you want to open up a fucking a club, make sure you got your liquor license and shit like that. If you want to be in the world of gambling, you know that there's all types of stuff that you have to abide by, or you can go through something like this. Unpopular opinion, our member Mod says this is reminiscent of DJ Envy and Cesar Pina, where Envy is being sued for enticing Pele into investing. I see why somebody would feel that way. The difference, though, with Drake and Adin is both on their own. They are hugely followed individuals and have big platforms between both of them individually, right? So if Adin had something on his own to do at stake, this class act I could still see coming, and vice versa, obviously, with Drake. Whereas with Caesar, nobody knew nothing about that guy until until Envy started putting him on the Breakfast Club and promoting him, doing Instagram videos with him, etc. And Adin has a fan base where you might fuck with something that he promotes without Drake. Whereas Caesar is people showing up for those fucking real estate courses and renting out those halls and whatnot, and flooding for these courses and all that type of stuff just for him. Especially if you're doing your homework on him and seeing that he was in jail, I think allegedly for like fraud or something like that, right? And then he comes home and he gets to this. It's DJ Envy who they're putting their money in. You always got these faces, and they're alleging that Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier, for example, like the face cards, right, of the situation. The people that will make it comfortable, people you want to be around, people that draw you in, you know, and then you lose your money one way or another. All alleged. I'm just saying. That's the difference between Caesar and Envy versus Adin and Drake to me. It also probably shows, watch academics have this take. That's the reason why Drake always streams with Adin and never streams with academics this whole time, because they're in cahoots together with Stake making money. You know what, academics, maybe you've dodged a bullet or two, because academics loves Drake so fucking much. And Drake obviously looks at academics and sees the large platform he has. That's probably why I could see Drake bringing Adin in, allegedly, to the stake stuff, allegedly. You never know. Maybe if he was that close or always streaming with academics, all he got to do is tell him, hey, man, I got this situation going on. Why don't you come and promote it with me or whatever? Academics going to say, yes, sir, let's go. He's not going to ask any questions. He's not going to read the fine print. He's going to sign. And then he would be on this fucking paperwork right now instead of Adin. Ain't that a bitch? There's a take for you, academics. ARP full circle battle. First quarter, I'm gonna bring full circle back. I was gonna do it before the year is over. I have somebody that's asking me to do a December full circle based on how things are shaping up. Amongst multiple parties, I just don't see that happening. So I'm gonna target first quarter and probably try to get something done for y'all. But we still got that sponsor battle coming up for the members exclusively for First Watch. Coming up on Wings card. She's this weekend, isn't this weekend? November 1st, right? Yeah, Saturday. So, hey, whoever you hired to shoot your card winged this Saturday, tell them give me my footage for Charlie Clips and Shuni by Sunday. I want my shit by Sunday. You dig? Shout out to y'all. What we got here? Breon says, where do you get your hats from? Definitely fire. AR. I appreciate it. This particular one. Fuck. Was it Culture Kings? It may have been. So I don't have a specific place. You know, every once in a while I'll peek into lids, see what they got going on. I do some nice runs when I'm in Vegas because I see a lot of stuff out there, especially in Caesars. That's why I do a majority of my shopping when I'm in Vegas. I go to Caesars, you know, because they got high-end stores in there. They got a couple nice department stores in there. By the time I get back, hopefully Zara is open. I think they're opening a Zara in there. But yeah, the big stores in there, I tend to, you know, always find some cool stuff. Every once in a blue online. Every once in a blue. I don't like ordering clothes and stuff like that online too much. But every once in a while, if I see something exclusive online, I might throw the order in. So I'm really all over the place, to be honest. If I had like one spot to tell y'all, like, yo, this is the secret, I would tell y'all, but then it wouldn't be a secret. But nah, I really be all over. I just keep my eyes open, to be honest. But Caesars, the most shit that I bought like this year and last year probably came from just me on my typical little runs through Caesars when I'm in Vegas. There's like 4 or 5 different stores in Caesars. Now that I speak about that. Once again, appreciate you. Appreciate you, Rob. Says salute ARP. Appreciate the content while working. Yes. Expect more afternoons. I know we got the 6 a.m. crew Monday through Friday every morning. Expect more afternoons. Okay. That's my heads up for you guys. Shout out to my member Mod once again. Unpopular Opinion says, I've been asking you to do a VR full circle forever. If battle rap was not as big on in person, then maybe I'd entertain it more. You know, I'm not saying it's off the table, home. I'm not saying. I think we in them legendary books though for social distance when it was time to do virtual battles during COVID. We had one of the biggest card actually I claim Social Distance 2 on paper is the biggest battle rap matchup card ever. But it was virtual. So that's why I don't really count as much, right? But name for name matchup, go look at the Social Distance 2 flyer. Imagine if that dropped and you knew it was in person on stage. It would cost $1 million. But all right, we just crossed an hour. I'm gonna get up out of here. It's 5 p.m. Shout out to everybody at work. Shout out to everybody leaving work. Shout out to everybody that's relaxing and all that. I might catch y'all in the morning. If not, I'll catch y'all tomorrow afternoon. We will be back tomorrow live. We still shoot for 7 days a week, of course. It's just I got more afternoon stuff going on for y'all. And, you know, I don't want to piss off my morning crew, but we'll see. We'll see. Bear with me, y'all. Either way, I'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll be back.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I drop it, connected to block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.